Todd Rokita, the Indiana Attorney General who went on Fox News to attack a doctor who provided an abortion to a 10-year-old rape victim, is now under investigation himself by the state Supreme Court for the comments that he made. It seems the court's disciplinary board is taking seriously complaints made by a number of lawyers against Rokita. And it's not surprising because regardless of what your stance is on abortion or the politics surrounding it, it was outrageous that Rokita, the highest law enforcement officer for the state of Indiana, used his position to seemingly gain publicity and far-right accolades by attacking Dr. Caitlin Bernard with no evidence that she'd done anything wrong or violated any laws. Remember, back on July 1st, the Indianapolis Star published a story which Dr. Bernard confirmed that based on uncertainty surrounding the laws, a 10-year-old rape victim and her mother crossed state lines from Ohio to Indiana to get an abortion just after Roe v. Wade was overturned. And after initially suggesting the story was not even true, Rokita came back on Fox News suggesting that Dr. Bernard may have committed a crime by failing to report an abortion for someone under 16 years of age.
We have this abortion activist acting as a doctor with a history of failing to report. So we're gathering the information, we're gathering the evidence as we speak, and we're going to fight this to the end, including looking at her licensure if she failed to report. And in Indiana, it's a crime to not report, to intentionally not report.
Except Dr. Bernard had the receipts, so to speak. Her license was active, no disciplinary actions on it. And then the Indiana Department of Health made public exactly what Rokita suggested did not exist: a timely terminated pregnancy report filed within the required 3-day time frame from the date of the abortion. Bernard spoke to CBS News about Rokita's attacks.
Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokita described you as an abortion activist acting as a doctor. How do you respond to that?
I'm a physician. I've spent my entire life working to have this position, to be able to take care of patients every single day.
Did you at any point violate privacy laws?
No.
And have you failed to report any recent abortions?
No.
The day Rokita went back on Fox, the story had been confirmed and there had been an arrest in the case, the suspect found to be in the country illegally. But instead of focusing on that issue, which is a fair one to discuss, AG Rokita decided to attack the doctor. And yet to this day, subsequent investigations since then have found that Bernard was not in violation of any federal or state laws. And as recently as December, an Indiana judge overseeing a lawsuit that she brought against Rokita after he subpoenaed her office's medical records found that it was Rokita who violated state law and caused irreparable harm to Bernard's reputation. But rather than retract his comments, Rokita continues to double down. He continues to go after Dr. Bernard in a case before Indiana's Medical Licensing Board. And in fact, the only reason we know that Rokita is now being investigated is because a lawyer petitioning to represent him in that case had to acknowledge in the same petition that he'll be appearing before the state Supreme Court Disciplinary Commission in the grievance defending Rokita. Joining me now is Jody Madeira, a professor at the Indiana University Maurer School of Law. She's been closely following this story. Thanks so much for coming back on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so take us through the process here of what this state Supreme Court is investigating and how it works.
Sure. Well, attorneys in Indiana, like every other state, have the obligation to behave at all times in a manner that basically comports with the trust and confidence that the public reposes in them. And if they do not, if they don't file rules of professional conduct, if they don't follow the Code of Judicial Conduct, then they can come up before the Disciplinary Commission. The Disciplinary Commission is actually a 9-member panel and 7 lawyers, 2 non-lawyers. And matters are confidential during the investigation stage, the stage that we're in now. But if the 9-member panel finds that probable lawyer misconduct has occurred, then they direct the clerk of the Indiana Supreme Court to charge the lawyer with a formal misconduct document. And once that is filed, legal papers and the hearing process are open to the public. Now, the hearing officer is sort of like a trial court. It's a little higher burden, but basically they don't make a final decision. They make a recommendation to the Indiana Supreme Court, and the court makes the final decision.
And If the court ultimately rules that it was a violation, can he lose his job as Attorney General?
There are a variety of consequences that could take place. Some are private and some are public.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.